Okay, hi, I'm Rebecca Magnusson. I recently graduated as a teacher this year, so I'm working as a teacher for this year for the first time. I teach first and second grade, and I have 13 students in my class.
My name is Eija Hellström, and I have worked maybe 25 years as a class teacher. And my pupils are now 12 years old. They are 6th grade.
My name is Tuve Heinonen. I work as a class teacher in primary school in the city of Porvoo, which is in the southern part of Finland. I work as a teacher in the 3rd and 4th grade with students that are 9 to 10 years old. I have worked as a teacher for about 20 years.
Okay, could you describe a teacher's routine day and a routine weekend for us?
Routine weekend?
And a day.
That's free.
A school day.
No, our school day starts about 7:30 or 8:30, it depends on schools. And we have about 4 to 7 lessons in one day. And after lessons there are some meetings we have to attend, usually once or twice a week. We are free to do our planning wherever we like. We don't have to be at school, so we have free working hours in that way, just following the schedules that the students have. The students have about 20 to 28 hours per week, and for the teachers it's we need to have 24 hours work to get this.
How do your students commute to school?
Usually they walk, or then they can take a bike. But I have got some pupils with special needs, and they came by taxi. We have a school taxi system, and also if you live very far away or there is dangerous traffic when you come, then you can use taxi or buses. And quite many parents bring their children with their cars, and I think that's a very bad system. They should walk.
Okay, we know that Finland is a successful country in education. What is the most important part of your educational system? Curriculum, books, teachers, or parents? Which one is the most effective one?
I would like to say two things that are the most important. The children are the most important things. We are very student-centered, and the other thing is our national curriculum, because that's our guideline. We are very free to do our work, but we have the guidelines in the national curriculum. Yes.
Okay. Do you have problems with management of the schools or managers, assistant directors or directors? What is the education level of these people, and how do they run the school in general?
Our headmasters are teachers as well, but after that they have a leadership training, and they are very good leaders. We have very democratic systems in our schools. In my school, for example, we have a headmaster that is excellent.
Excellent. Okay.
There is a trust bond between leaders and the workers in schools. We have a very good working team. The headmasters are listening to us and taking our questions seriously, and also our suggestions seriously.
Okay, what kind of education do students have to be a teacher?
Well, it's actually a university degree that we get, and the education is about 5 years. Usually it takes about 4 years to graduate, but on paper it says it should be 5 years. And we have this kind of practice as well for 4 weeks is each practice. Can you say training? To become a teacher, that where we go and have our own lessons in schools and kind of follow around other teachers and see how they work.
Do you work as a teacher or as an assistant teacher in that period?
A teacher, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good.
And what other things should I say? What did we talk about?
Pedagogiikan opinnot ja
Kasvatustiede.
kasvatustiede.
Niin, mikä se on
Ja
se
se
englanniksi?
Siis pääaineena.
Se main.
Okay, how do your parents make decision for enrolling their students to the schools? Do you have advertisement days? As far as I have observed in some European countries, there are some applications like advertisement days for school. Do you have something like that?
No, at primary school we don't have many private schools. They are public schools and they are good public schools. And usually people go to the nearest school.
Okay, what about the exams in Finland? How do you evaluate your students' performance during the year?
When we talk about the compulsory school, we are going to get a new curriculum next year, and this is one of the key questions we have discussed and tried to figure out what to do. But one of the main things is it should be encouraging for the students, and it hasn't got to be a test. We are looking at the whole process. How are the children working and what are they doing? How are they working with each other? So it's going to be the whole process to evaluate. Help me. It's not always, it hasn't got to be a test. You can also do other things. And even if it is a test, we as teachers, if the children have special needs, we are allowed to help them in the test. We don't have any national compulsory tests obligated, not even for the last grade. We are giving grades actually. We must give grades once a year at the end of the term, but we can also do it for perhaps one or two times during the school year. Or we can have discussions with parents as an evaluation of the season.
How do students choose their professions? According to their grades or just their interests? For example, in Turkey, everybody wants to be a doctor or lawyer, something like that, because they get high salaries and their social status is high. So that's why every parent wants their children to be a doctor or engineer, something like that. But how is it in Finland? How do they choose their professions?
That's not so. It's not so simple to answer that, because when they graduate from secondary school or from our compulsory school, they can choose vocational training, or as we call them, gymnasium, high school, and that depends a bit on the grades where you can get into, if you can get into that school or that school. But even if you don't go to a gymnasium, which is the school you usually go to before university studies, you can, from a vocational training, also get into the university to study. So it's very much up to the students what they want to do and what abilities they have.
Okay, the next question is, what is the place of a teacher in public eye?
I think that we are respected. Parents do respect us. And of course it depends on the teacher. If you are a good teacher, then parents trust on you and then they respect you. And of course we have got problems with some parents, but I think that those people are thinking about every other person, not only about teachers, that they aren't good.
As far as the articles I have read so far, we noticed that you are getting service training each month, something like that, service training for teaching, for pedagogy or something like that.
Some kind of classes or courses?
Yes, courses.
Every month.
Every month.
Well, there are.
One of the articles is like that. Is it true?
No siis jos ajattelee sitä, että meillä on näitä opettajakokouksia, missä nyt ainakin niin käydään pedagogisia kahviloita ja
on
sellaista sillä tavalla.
kursseja olemassa, jos niillä käydään.
Niin se on. Joo, niitähän tarjotaan joka viikko.
In the article it says that teachers have a chance to develop themselves continuously, so they can get a training course every month.
Yes,
That's true.
every
That's
week
true.
if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's up to you if you choose to take that class or course. Or
We have to do it 3 times a year, but after that it's up to you how much you want to do it. But it is, if it's, if we want to go to visit the theater, it's maybe not possible
Maybe not
to get. But if it's something that has got to do with education, daily work, then we try to get it from our
Are there
headmasters.
other expenses, for example, taking extra photocopies, papers, books?
Oh, that's yes, everything is.
Are they all paid by the government or by
Yes,
parents?
yes. No,
The
government.
Government.
Yes.
Okay, it's fine.
The school is free. The parents don't pay for books. They don't pay for lunches. They don't
They
pay
don't pay for lunches.
No,
Wow.
and they don't pay for taxis,
Wow.
for buses and so.
pretty
It's
much.
all free.
Despite it's free, they prefer walking. Huh?
They can't get this bus ticket unless it's more than 3 kilometers. If they are in the age of 7 to 9, and after that it's 5 kilometers.
I get it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What are the roles of the management of the school? Directors and assistant director. What do they do in school?
They are pedagogical leaders, so they lead the headmasters. Yes, they lead
They are
the pedagogical work
The
in the
keyword,
school.
pedagogical leaders.
Yes.
Keywords.
Yes,
So it does.
but they also have to take care of the budget and everything. So they have 2 sides to work in.
Okay, who prepares the schedules for the lessons?
We do.
We.
Yeah.
For the lessons,
The
but
teachers.
the schedule is for the headmaster.
Are the schedules for the whole year?
Yes.
Yes, that's the headmasters do that.
Headmasters.
Yes.
Okay. Do you choose your course books by yourself, or
Yes.
you can choose by yourself?
Yeah.
It's
The
nice.
books.
Yes.
Not actually by ourselves, because
we
we
can do
have
that.
got maybe 4.
Well, you say they are free. For example, I choose this book, and who pay for this?
School.
School.
Yeah.
But we use the books maybe 4 years, the same book.
Do you know that in Turkey there are some touristic companies? They organize some trips to Finland just for education. When you go to Finland, you will have a chance to see the schools and students and teachers, something like that. What do you think about it? You are an example not only for Turkey but also for many of Europe.
I think it's important to learn from each other. I don't think our system is the best system, not in any way, because when we go to these courses and we meet others, I think I can find many good things that would work. So I think the key thing is that we learn from each other.
Good.
So it's good to come to Finland, but it's also good to go to Turkey.
Okay, thank you very much for your nice conversation. The last question is coming. It's about Turkey. What would you like to say about Turkey, shortly or period?
Oh wow. I've actually never been to Turkey, but of course I've had friends that's been there, and they always say that it's very nice and good food and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm that very. I don't know very much about Turkey at all, actually. So.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
First of all, very friendly people. I know some Turkish people in Finland, and they taught very good Finnish language. I was so amazed. And then second is civilization, your old history. it comes far away. We didn't maybe exist at that time.
Maybe.
Yes.
Because it is said that Anatolia is our region. It is older than history.
Okay. Yes. Yes. I can imagine. Yes. And beautiful sceneries. I have had a boy whose father was Turkish, and he showed me some pictures from your country. It was so marvelous, brilliant. And I have one dream. I'd like to one day come to Istanbul.
Okay, thank you. And
Yes, I think also the history is very fascinating, and the scenery in your country. I have never been there. I have friends that are going over and over again, so there must be something really special. I would like to go there.
okay, we will be happy to see that. Would you like to say anything you want to add?
I think it's...
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Nice. Thank you. That's all.